Welcome to another epic episode of Mac Music Review. We're outside. It's been a really long time since we've been outside. But here I am, just breathing in that beautiful coronavirus infected air. Oh, I coughed. Here we go. This is the start of it all. Anyway, today we're doing a different kind of video because we're looking at not an all-music score, but specifically addressing a needle drop score, asking the age-old question, is Kids See Ghosts a 10? Kids See Ghosts, this right here, is the debut album for the rap group Kids See Ghosts, the rap duo Kids See Ghosts, which consists of Kanye West and Kid Cudi. It's the only thing they've ever made, and probably will be the only thing they've ever made. I have no idea if they'll ever do a project again in the future, but they basically collabed during the summer of Kanye, and this was basically most people's big highlight of the summer of Kanye was Daytona, the Pusha T album, but a lot of people's favorite project from that, and like the album that stood out the most was Kids See Ghosts. And it's not hard to see why. The album is extremely diverse. It's like all the other Summer of Kanye albums. It only has 7 songs. It's very short. But there's a lot going on the tracks. There's like a lot of different diversity and a lot of musical versatility. There's a lot of serious lyrics. And, you have Kid Cudi's awesome voice. Normally he doesn't sound that great, but on this album he just sounds phenomenal. So, is this album a 10? Is it really a 10? I think this album has, like, 3 flaws. 3 flaws, and the most significant is the third one. I'm going to address the first 2 flaws. The first flaw, I think, is that Pusha T's verse on Feel the Love is not great. It's a little bit superficial. Now, his line about love, the trap music, dope money just came along. When he says that, it's like, and right before it's about to drop, it's so epic. Like Pusha T, it's so epic. But the majority of his verse, which is like the whole first minute of this song, is not that great, in my opinion. Like, it's just not a great verse, just from a lyrical perspective. Even though his performance is good. That's a small issue. And the other issue I have is the song Fourth Dimension. A similar issue. I think the first half of the song isn't great. Kanye's verse, I'm not a huge fan of. While the production on the song is really great and the entire project, just not a big fan of the lyrics on his part. Kid Cudi almost redeems it, though, because his part of the song is really good. Like, he does a really, really good job on his verse, which is the second verse in the song. And then that leads to the third and most significant flaw in this album. And that flaw is that this album is very short and very repetitive. And because of that, the replayability, just how short this album is and how stinking repetitive this album is, it just makes the replayability not the best thing ever. Like, this album is really, really great. Like, it took me a few listens to really like it, and then I really, really liked it. But then you keep listening to it over and over again, and the songs are just so stinking repetitive, especially if you just listen to it a lot in a short period of time. Like, it gets old much faster than other albums because it's just very short, and the choruses are just repeated. The hooks are repeated, like, over and over again. Like, Reborn, like, Kid Cudi does the chorus so many times. Feel the Love especially, it's a very, very cool song the first couple times you hear it, and especially it's still a very cool song, but the appeal of him just randomly vocalizing and saying gibberish, it can get a little bit grating, it can get a little bit annoying, it can, the effect of the song, which is epic, gets notably less epic the more you listen to it. Besides these issues, though, I think this album is pretty fantastic. The production on the entire project is really fantastic. Like I already said, it's very versatile. Like, there's a lot of different moods and atmospheres going on. From the extremely aggressive and abrasive Feel the Love to the more like Fire has a very unique vibe. It's kind of hard, like slower vibe of like Fire in Fourth Dimension that's a little bit more laid back, but still excellently produced. And then you have the really trippy Free and Kids See Ghosts that just are this vibe. Free is like this totally like trippy, druggy, amazing vibe. And then Kids See Ghosts is like this dark, tribal kind of beat that's just really, really cool. And then Reborn is this amazingly, just feels liberating. It just feels uplifting. It's just this amazing, just just feels amazing. This is just fantastic. I don't even know how to say it, but it just feels amazing. And then Cootie Montage feels really profound. The lyrics on this thing are really great, and the lyrical content on this album is very good for the most part. The songs do what they're trying to do. I just think Feel the Love and Fourth Dimension are less good lyrically on, you know, Kid Cootie's, on Pusha T's part on Feel the Love, and then Kanye's part on Fourth Dimension. Besides that, lyrical content on this album is really fantastic. Vocally, this album is fantastic. Cootie absolutely kills it. Drops amazing verses. Kanye drops some really fantastic verses. Some of his most serious and introspective lyrics and some amazing bars. All parties involved on this album, meaning Kanye and Cootie, kill it. They do a fantastic job on this album. Because of its flaws, and I think the album's not amazing replayability, I can't give this album a 10. I could not call this album a 10. But I do think this is one of the best rap albums of the decade. I think it's one of the best rap albums of the 2010s. And frankly, I'm going to have to give it a, well, I guess I'm going on Anthony Fantano scale because I did ask, is this album a 10? So I'm going to give this album a 9. I'm going to give this album a 9. Just you know, yeah, it's a 9. Kids See Ghosts is a 9. Really, really amazing. So far on this series, we started with the 90s with Daft Punk, and then we took it back to the last decade, to the 80s with the Smiths, and then we're fast forwarding to the 2010s with Kids See Ghosts. In my next video, the next Is This a That, we're going to be looking at Chance the Rapper's Big Day and asking the question, is the Big Day a 0? Which is a different approach, because so far we've looked at albums that have received perfect scores, but now we're going to be once again looking at a Fantano review and asking, is this album 0 stars? Is this album 0 out of 10? Because that's an extremely harsh review, and is it really that bad? That's what we're going to be looking at for the next video. Thank you for watching this one. Have a great rest of your day.